Hello, everyone. Happy Music Monday. We're here today with Sarah Lightman. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. And where are you? You're on the West Coast, right? Where are you tuning in from?
I'm currently located in Los Angeles, California, but I am originally from New Jersey, so that's right near you guys.
Oh, nice.
That's where I'm driving through right now, I think. If I went the right
Nice.
way.
Hi, Fred. Hi, Diggy.
Oh, yeah, we got our friends up in the chat. And if anyone's got any questions, comments, concerns, want life advice from any of us, feel free to put that in the chat. And we'll see if we can get to, all those things today. And you got a kitty up there.
Yeah, her name's Pepper.
Nice.
Aww.
Do you have multiple animals or what?
No, I just have her. I was thinking about getting like a second cat, and I would like a dog at some point. I just don't have time to take care of a dog. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a dog named Bruce Wayne.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that. What kind
of
dog?
He's a Frenchie Boston Terrier mix.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah. He's very funny looking. And we got Diggy in the chat saying hi to everyone and Pepper the cat. Hello everyone on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. So I know you're also you just came from your internet tour here, as we like to call it, stream jumping.
Yeah.
So you were just on Twitch. Why don't you let everyone know what your Twitch channel is and what you do? You do it every week, right?
Yeah, so it's just at Sarah Lightman, the name that you have in chat, but without a space. Yeah, I usually stream Mondays 3 to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and then Thursdays 11 to 2 p.m. Pacific, and then Saturday 5 to 8 p.m. Pacific. And yeah, I'm mostly all music, but sometimes we'll take a break and play a game, or I'll play a music video. Sometimes we'll write a song together. It just depends on the day.
Cool. That's awesome. And how? When did you start your Twitch journey?
I really started. I kind of had right before the pandemic started. I kind of tried it, and then it wasn't working on my phone. Then I was like, I'll try it again someday. And then as the pandemic went on, I was also on Periscope, and then that phased out. So I was like, well, I feel like Twitch could be good. I just really have to try it. And so I have to just kind of really give it a chance. So last October-ish, November was when I started really going live with it again.
Nice. Very cool. And you have some cool Baby Yoda back there.
Yeah, I do. He hangs out with us. Sometimes he shows his moves off and dances. We have Baby Yoda emotes on the channel.
Oh, nice. Cool. Do you have a song?
I don't have a Baby Yoda song yet, but that could be. Actually, yes, I do. I'm sorry, I lied. I just wrote a song. It's on my TikTok. I'll play a little clip for you.
I was gonna say I thought I saw a TikTok with Baby Yoda, so.
Yeah, so it's just a little clip. But yeah, so that's on TikTok if you want to watch it.
Awesome. I love that.
So yeah, we kind of did write part of a song. So yeah.
Nice. It's a Baby Yoda song.
Right? Yeah, basically. Because people are like, oh, Baby Yoda. And it's actually if you watch Mandalorian, you know his name is Grogu. But I don't want to give it away to people. So I just said, no, some people think the baby's name is Baby Yoda, but it's actually Grogu.
Right. Yeah.
So,
yeah. Can they have that at the end when you do a full version?
Yeah. Oh,
just yeah. Be his name is Grogu. Yeah. That's great. Just saying hi in the chat to everyone. We got Grumpy saying hi, diddly do. And Fred.
Hi, Fred.
And there's a request for an 11-minute remix of the Baby Yoda song.
Piggy, you're too funny. You can remix it if you want on your radio.
There you go. See, there's a challenge. And another cool thing I saw you're doing is you're in a contest to play at Hollywood Bowl. Is that correct?
Yeah, the Hollywood Bowl. Yeah, I answered it just on a whim. I was like, yeah, why not? You know, I don't normally like talent competitions with popularity votes because it's kind of like, oh, whoever has the biggest audience and like it's
Who could click too much?
right or whatever. And so I was like, but it is a good opportunity. So I was like, you know what? Why not? I'll just have fun and do it. So yeah, that's been going on for the last couple weeks, and it's a big amphitheater in Los Angeles. A lot of like really big artists play there and stuff. So if I win that, then I get to open for one of those big artists, and then I think it's also played on the radio or something, and then probably change my career forever. So, pretty big deal.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah. And how can people vote for you?
Oh yeah, let me. I guess I could put it in your private chat and you could post it for me.
Yes, I sure can.
Thank you. Yeah, you can vote every day, one free vote daily, and then you can also buy votes too. If you buy votes, it goes to the suicide prevention, so it is for a good cause. Normally I'm not really, for buying votes, but for this is like, I'm like, oh, okay, this is actually like pretty good. So there you go, there's that. And then yeah, thank you so much for promoting that. That means a lot.
Of course. All right, so link is in the chats.
Yeah.
So if you can vote. And how long do you have for this contest?
So they're doing the top 5 so there's several groups right now. I'm third in my group, but I need to get to first in order to really keep going in my group. So they're doing the top 5 in just a couple days. It's what's the date? Can't even look at my watch. On the 9th basically is when they're narrowing down the top 5. And then after that it'll be the first one in the group. So yeah, we really need to get to first. Because it's like every week they narrow it down more and more and more. So yeah, so super important.
Nice. That's awesome. Very cool. Now what are you doing over there?
What am I doing?
Yeah.
I'm getting in the express lane.
It's very specific.
Yes.
And if anyone
only, it's like VIP.
Yes. If anyone hears weird music from the background, for some reason I'm in a hotel in a very high level, and someone drove by blasting music, and it came through so clearly on like the 18th floor, and I'm like, how is that even physically possible?
That's very strange.
Right?
I call it aliens. It was not a car, it was a UFO, it was a spaceship.
And speaking of aliens or weird things, no, I'm just kidding. I ordered a DoorDash before, and they made me scan an ID saying that I got alcohol, even though I got like miso soup and like a rice bowl.
So
and I'm like,
there was some sake in that miso soup.
I guess, because I was like, what's in my food? I didn't order alcohol. Like,
that's funny.
And the guy's like, oh, I don't know, but you have to scan for it. I'm like, but why does it say that there's alcohol? So if I start acting weird, I had some spiked miso soup, apparently.
All right. How do you feel?
I don't know yet. I think okay.
Okay.
It was very recent, like right before this. So
we'll
I just found that, in 20 minutes, we'll see. It's very fun. Yeah, it's an alternate dimension breakthrough. I'm like, all I wanted was miso soup. Why am I drunk? No.
So was the music on the 18th floor, did it sound like alien music?
No, it was like a popular, I don't know what song it was, but,
Okay.
Someone driving by blasting their radio in their car, and it sounded like it was right next to my window. And I'm like, is there a flying car?
Maybe it was a jet car.
I think KNL asked me a question. He asked. I'm sorry if I don't know if you're he or she or they. I do apologize. The person asked,
touring?
am I touring? I'm not touring right now, but I do aim to be a national touring artist as soon as things kind of lift a little more and I'm able to do that. But yes, and yes, not yet, but no, not right now.
Right.
Yes, no, maybe.
Eventually ish, yes.
Yes. That's the goal.
And also, Grumpy wanted to point out if I start acting weird, that's something is that odd that I would be acting weird. Something that's not normal. All right. So why don't you plug what do you have out already?
Sure. This is a song that my management has been kind of playing on the radio here and there, online radio, but he wants to do more with. So this is
Cool.
it's called Graduating. Let me know if you. Actually, I just realized I have to go to a different spot for this. We'll get there. I almost played the instrumental, and I was like, "That's the thing I play on stream." Track. Let me see. I'll just open Spotify. It's fine.
Cool. Well, it's on Spotify, so that's cool. Do you have albums out, or are you just kind of doing singles right now?
I currently have, so that one that I'm gonna play is off of the current released album, and then I had an EP I did a little while before that. It was when I was still like kind of figuring out what do I sound like
Right.
have fun and write something. This one that I had was still kind of like finding a sound, but I was way more, but the next thing is definitely singles for sure. I have a lot of music I wrote, it just hasn't come out yet. So
Cool.
we're definitely working on making a release plan.
Nice.
Okay, so this is it's called Graduating. All right, here you go.
See if it works.
Can you hear it?
Nope. Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
We try and we try over and over till we master each try, and then we move forward. But if this time is something bigger, I'm changing inside, quicker and quicker, 'cause it's time we're just screaming.
Awesome.
Time when games are played laughing. Stop the resetting and everything's all said and done. I'm graduating.
This is totally the summer jam.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can play it any time of year, but definitely a summer jam for sure.
Yeah, it reminds me, like, I see it in a movie, like I don't know why it reminded me. I'm like, this should be in like the Pitch Perfect soundtrack.
Yeah, a lot of the music I write is very commercial friendly, very placeable, and like sync and licensing, which is what we call it in the music realm. So when you place it in film or movie, so I was with a sync licensing company, and then I just switched to another company, possibly. So we're working on getting my music placed. Sometimes it just takes the right person or the right thing. But
there's so
I
many.
definitely know a lot of interest for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, super fun.
Yeah.
That was a good driving too.
Thank you.
Yeah. I know, it should be like, here's my driving tunes. Here are my
Yes.
Yeah. I specifically made it just like an easy, like the chorus is just easy and you can just sing it, and then the verses have like a lot of meat going on. So it's like it's got a lot going on, but it's like enough where you're like, oh no, this is just easy to cruise with. So
Yeah, so the verses are like veg sharing, and then the chorus has meat.
Yeah.
Bad drummer joke.
And what, as far as recording goes, what is your recording process? Like, do you play multiple instruments on your tracks, or?
So the last ones that I released, I didn't actually play any instruments. I hired players and stuff, and worked with a sound engineer. Had a couple other producers guest on some of the tracks. Like that one had 2 producers on it, and stuff, and a bunch of like really great players. But I have one track that I just recorded that where I did play all the instruments. So
Nice.
it's not like my thing to do that all the time. I like when other people add stuff, but it was a great, challenge of just trying something new. So but yeah, so usually the process is usually going to somebody's studio and choosing some players, and then maybe I'll play something, but mostly
Mm-hmm.
just the voice thing. So
Nice. So what are all the instruments you play?
so guitar. I want to get back into piano. I haven't really done too much of that in a while. And on the track I played the egg shaker.
Nice.
This is the unreleased track. I also played a glass straw to make like a twinkling noise, and we just found
Oh.
whatever was in the house to do like cool things. Because we didn't have any like bells or anything, so I was like, okay, well, what can like kind of suffice? And then I also played these brushes that you would normally play on a drum, but I played it on the back of a guitar, acoustic guitar, which was cool. So it made like a noise, like kind of like when you're sifting through the snow, that kind of noise, which was cool. And then on that track, I played acoustic. Um, and then on the track, the producer was like, "I know you don't think you can play bass, but you can." And I was like, "What?" And then so she handed me a bass, and she was like, "Play."
Yeah, you do.
She gave me like 2 notes, and at first I was like, "Oh, okay," and then I got the feel for it, and then I ended up just making something up, and it worked, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I guess I can play bass." Who knew? And then growing up, I used to play like in like marching band, like saxophone and flute, but so I have a good amount of general knowledge of instruments, I guess.
Nice.
So, yeah.
And then whatever else they put in your lap, just be like, sure, I'll try to play that. Let's do it.
The playground.
Yeah, exactly. We got a question. The song you play all the instruments on, is that your death metal song?
Diggy, he's just joking. No death metal here. JM Luna had a question. It says, how does being an artist inform your songwriting, or vice versa, in their overlap the creative process experiences? Oh wow, that's quite the question. Thank you so much. Someone said this to me, I don't know, maybe a year ago, because before the pandemic, I was just like very self-sacrificing, committing to like my artistry a lot of the time, hustling for gigs, all about how can I get ahead, whatever. And that was fine. It was a great phase. And then I realized like, oh, I'm not sure what to write about because I'm not in tune with the emotion human side of myself, because I'm pushing so hard to just make money and stuff. And so it's like I was going through experiences, but I wasn't pressing play and pause and taking a moment to let my mind process like what anything that I had been through. And so that's kind of like where I was. And so I started like, trying to do that, and then like not neglecting, my human needs more and more over this pandemic, because I learned like, okay,
Mhm.
I can't do that anymore. And I started to realize like, wow, I'm actually like, I have more material even though the world has paused, because I've allowed myself to just sit with myself and like do things outside of just grinding. And so someone said to me like, music is life. So like whatever you're going through, whether it's making pasta, or like, you know you got some big break, or your car broke down, or your whatever happened in your life,
Mhm.
So like it's kind of like that where it's kind of like everything can potentially influence. For me, it's like a moment of enlightenment, of an epiphany. It's like I wake up and for a moment, and I realize something, like a new truth. I'm like, wow, okay. And then I'm like, I gotta write that down. And
Right.
then I might write about it later. A lot of times I have a list of just so many song ideas that I'm like, I don't even know why I wrote that. Like, I don't know what I was feeling then, but we can just meditate on that in the session or whatever when I'm trying to write something. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, there's another Sarah Lightman in England. She does like women comics or something. It's been a big thing
Interesting.
where our names run into each other because I guess we're both trying to like make it in something, but different. Yeah, so that's kind of how that fuels my. I mean, I technically am an artist. I just don't draw. I mean, I could draw flowers,
Yeah.
but I'm not like the Mona Lisa or the Van Gogh.
Yeah, I got into acrylic pouring
Oh, very
during
cool.
the lockdown phase, so I started doing that, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. But yeah, I totally get that with just like, even if it's just like random songs and like nothing comes of it, it's just like, all right, well, I tried that, but that don't work. But then sometimes you do a few of those, and one good song or whatever will come out of that.
Yeah, or
and also the hundreds of like 30-second voice memos that I have on my phone.
Oh yeah, I have too many. I
Yeah.
go back a year later and I'm like, what? Or I go back and I'm like, oh yeah, this one I meant to write a thing and I forgot and I went here and it's like I don't know if it's a musician artist thing, but it's like we go one direction and then it splits off into 5 and then we come back somehow eventually.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Mel, there was a screen up. We saw nothing.
Oh
no. Saw nothing. So I drove through a construction area and lost service. So, like, were they drilling to another dimension?
Maybe.
Maybe, right?
That is possible. Yeah. Did you
Hello from another state. I'm in Delaware now.
Only probably for a few minutes though.
Probably.
What part of Jersey did you grow up there?
Yeah, I grew up in Central, so it's called Heightstown. It's about 20 minutes away from Princeton.
Okay.
Same county. So it's about an hour away from New York and about an hour away from Philadelphia. My parents picked somewhere in between because they had family in both states.
Oh,
got it.
I grew up there. Yeah, it was an okay town. It's a small town though, so for me and like what I just wanted to do in my life, I kind of I outgrew it, but like there are friends I have that still live there and they love it. So.
Mhm. Yeah. I guess that's with everywhere you live, right?
Yeah.
There were some areas of Jersey that I drove through this weekend that were completely demolished.
Oh no, because the hurricane.
Oh my god. Yeah, it was really, really sad. So many people like just putting furniture out on the curbs. Fire trucks, pumping water out of the basements and all this stuff. And there were some buildings that literally exploded.
That's crazy. I can't believe the subways.
Yeah, complete waterfalls. And like,
yeah.
I mean, you can see like the mud lines on the buildings and the trees, and they were above my car. So like the water was up there.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, where does it even come from when you're not by the water either?
Yeah, it's just a lot of rain, I guess.
Well, the areas that I saw, it was in between two rivers. So the rivers.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, you're not coughing near me.
I'm not coughing near you, Rose. That's okay. I did the elbow.
That's become a thing now. We're like, don't cough near me.
Don't cough. I know, that's a nice thing. Yeah.
What was it? I was visiting New York a little while ago, and I hadn't seen my, family in a while because of COVID. And my brother's girlfriend made this joke how like literally any symptom can be COVID because of how many they've listened. So she's like, sneezing. They said first wasn't, but could be. And when coughing isn't, but it could be. And breathing and this and like
Breathing.
and it's like I'm not trying to make a joke about something super serious, but it is kind of funny how just socially what has been acceptable is like basically being human is unacceptable now.
Mel sneezes a lot. Like a lot.
Yeah.
Like we've been doing clips we've been documenting for years of her sneezing to make one long sneeze compilation video.
Oh, that's funny. My grandmother,
They're just so loud
she
and obnoxious.
what was that?
I was saying they're so obnoxiously loud.
Oh, really? My grandmother, when she's full from eating, she sneezes like 10 times in a row.
Wow.
And it's
never heard that
loud.
one.
And I'm like, okay, is this like a grandma thing? I don't know. But she's always done it. Like, she always sneezes when she's full. It's really funny.
How funny. I've never heard of that. I feel like maybe hiccups
Mm-hmm.
I've heard of, or like I know when like someone eats spicy food.
Right, that makes sense because of the pepper in your nose. Pepper makes
Yeah.
sense. Sure.
Yeah,
So
I don't.
Andy once had me sniff pepper to see if it would make me sneeze, and it didn't. It did not make me sneeze. Everything else will. But the one thing that makes everyone else sneeze, it didn't work.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
funny.
I didn't make you like snort pepper though. It was just like smell it,
No,
like
it
so
was
everyone
like,
knows.
Here's a salt and pepper shaker, you know, probably like at a diner, and like here's
Yeah.
the pepper shaker. Give it a sniff. And
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
didn't do anything.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm glad I didn't sneeze into the pepper though, so we can still use it. So that was good.
Yeah, that would be disgusting.
That's good.
At least the people are somewhat ish, maybe. They try, right?
At least the what? I think I'm hearing aliens or someone's like moving.
I said people are trying to be cleaner now and maybe not sneeze in food and stuff in public, right?
Oh yeah. Was someone like crinkling paper, or am I just hearing aliens?
You might be hearing aliens.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Nothing more.
So how do you like? I love it out there in LA where you kind of are like the whole like Burbank area, downtown, things like that. So are there any like cool places you like over there versus like the East Coast from being on the other side?
I mean, LA's great. I've been here almost 8 years now. I'm actually in the process of probably moving to Nashville. I'm gonna see it in the fall and just see if I like it. Partly, I just need like a fresh start and like a change of scenery. And then I've been here for just so long that it's like great, but it's like I don't feel like I'm growing in the city because I've already experienced so much of it. Like there are touristy things I haven't done. There's always stuff, but I don't feel like I'm going anywhere within the town, and it's great, and like I'll definitely come back here and work and stuff. So yeah, there are some great places. I haven't been too much of a tourist. I've just done the usual stuff like Griffith Observatory and Griffith Park and the Hollywood sign. That's where a lot of people do when they visit. Hollywood Boulevard is always, a stop. For me, it's like
What's like a less touristy thing that you like? Like what's like a normal thing that you do?
That's a great question. Less touristy. Trying to think because like with COVID, it's like I don't.
What's like the best restaurant?
Okay. That is a touristy thing, but the studio tours are always really cool, like the Warner Brothers studio tour and the Universal one, City Walk. For me, just like getting to go to like a nice place, mountainous area, because the mountains and the peaks is just so beautiful. Is always really nice. And then the beaches, of course, are nice too. After I went to Hawaii, though, it kind of ruined every other beach. So like yes, beach, but it's not the same as Hawaii.
Yeah,
So
true. I
yeah,
went there
yeah,
last October
yeah.
before pandemic, so I just
Okay.
got there in time.
Nice.
It was awesome.
Yeah, so I love just anywhere with like mountainous, you know, just the views are really cool, and like sometimes there can be cool restaurants that are just kind of hidden up in like the hills and stuff
Right.
of the valleys and stuff. So I would recommend to someone who's just like something that California itself offers. I would definitely say like something like that would be cool.
Yeah. And In-N-Out Burger, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. It's like a initiation bar mitzvah thing. Like
Yeah.
I get one, but it's not.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
want to
still
cost
fast food.
more. It's not the best. It's good though. I like Fat Burger too. Fat Burger's another Cali, great joint.
Mhm.
Cook Burger. There's a bunch of burger places.
Yeah.
Burger, sushi, pizza. You know.
All the norms. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like
So
I grew up on Staten Island and never went to the Statue of Liberty.
Oh yeah.
But passed
It's
it
right
every
there,
day
me
on the ferry. You know.
Oh, that's funny.
No.
which place is better people watching? Would you say New Jersey or LA?
What's what?
People watching?
Which state that you've lived in, California or New Jersey? Which one had the better people watching?
Oh, definitely in LA because there's so many people in LA.
Yeah.
And depending on what part you're in, there's all kinds of different cultures. So it's a salad bowl.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you been to any show? I've worked a show at the Hollywood Bowl before. It's so awesome there. But have you been to any shows there?
It's funny, I haven't. I remember it was like a couple years ago, way before the pandemic. I saw that like Gavin DeGraw and Andy Grammer were playing there, and I was like, that looks like a cool show. I want to go. And then I forget why, but it just didn't work out. I was like just perusing and thinking maybe. So, but no, I haven't been. I mean, one of the producers I work with has worked the Hollywood Bowl recently, and so I would have been invited to go, but because of COVID, they had like a bunch of restrictions, so I couldn't go. But so no, I've had a lot of almost.
Yeah, almost. You'll
Third
get
time's
there.
right.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone votes so she can go there and
Yeah.
play.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, if you're just tuning in, Sarah's in the running for an open spot, and we posted it in the comments earlier, so make sure to check that out. And leave a little vote there if you can.
Thank you.
I was like, what time is it? So during the pandemic, did you get into any other hobbies like outside of music that you got into?
I did more cooking and did like a lot more recipes. I remember I baked donuts at one point, and I got good at making sushi.
That's nice.
So that was cool. I learned how to make a turkey for Thanksgiving because normally I go somewhere, but stayed home last year. So I made the turkey. It was actually pretty good. I was pretty proud of my turkey. I don't know what the rest of it. Let's see.
Uh-oh. No,
You okay?
episode in her car. You right over there? Everyone wants to know what you're making over there, Mel.
What happened?
Everyone wants to know what you're making over there because it was just like things crushing everywhere.
Yeah, it's like you're over in some candy.
I think that's what I thought someone was crinkling paper before. I think it's my dongle to my phone, like bugging out.
That's weird.
Oh.
Let's see.
Yeah, it got a little wet in the rain yesterday, so
Your dongle got wet in the
I
rain.
need a new one.
I just posted that on Twitter that I was like, I can't find my dongle. And I'm like, if you say that out loud, it sounds super weird.
It sounds so wrong. Like, I don't know why it's called that, but it is kind of funny.
Yeah.
And I like saying it just because it sounds
Let's see. What other hobbies did I do? I did go through a huge phase of like trying out different supplements to just everyone did the boost your immune system thing. So I went through a super healthy health phase where I just tried so many different things to like make my body feel the best I could. I did everything. I did like EFT, which is like tapping. It's like emotional freedom tapping, and you tap on acupressure points, and they're supposed to help you clear your mind because it's just all of our anxieties as a collective society and mine in general. It was just so over the top. I was like, okay, I need to be healthy. I need to try anything to like calm
Yeah.
down. So I did that. But I'm trying to think of other hobbies. Oh, I got into Animal Crossing, the video game. So I built an island. It was my one escape from my apartment inside while playing
Very
in my
nice.
apartment. But I can't think of too many other hobbies.
Do you play that on Twitch?
On the Switch, yeah. I played it one time on Twitch when I was having a tired vocal day, but no, I don't normally play video games when I stream.
Gotcha. Yeah, I guess like when people first kind of think of it, they're like, "Oh, they're playing video games." It's like, no, there's a lot more stuff on there
Yeah,
going on. Yeah. Are there any channels you like to watch on Twitch?
Yeah, I have like a couple music friends. It's hard to see people in person, so
Right.
I'll pop by there. So like Dream On's channel, Auburn Stevens. Well, she's called Auburn Music on there, but and then Ashlyn Pierce, who I rated today, she's just like good fun. She's video games. She's just like, so when you feel low, you go there and you just feel great about yourself because she's just super like great vibes all the time, and everyone's really friendly. So I like those channels for sure. Those are a couple that come to mind, but there are like many other streamers that I like their channels too. Those are just the first few that I can think of. So
Cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
Twitch is still a unknown dimension to me.
yeah, so many places to go.
Yeah.
It's a whole other like galaxy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I think we said this a few times when we logged. I think I logged on once, and Mel and I were on a phone, and I'm like, "This girl, I was like, you got to see this. This girl's just sleeping. She's just sleeping on Twitch. That's it. Yeah, she's getting paid to sleep.
It's like the guy who ate mashed potatoes and raised money for it. Oh,
Really?
what was it like? Remember that? That was like, was that on Indiegogo or something? It was one of those donation
I
sites.
didn't
He
know of
raised
this,
money.
but I mean, now I want to like one up these people, and I'm gonna eat mashed potatoes in my sleep and film
Right.
it.
I think one person also like ate cereal for like 22 hours, or I don't know. I've heard all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just
What
strange.
goes on?
I know. And then it's like, what are we doing here, guys? Just trying to make music, and this person's just sleeping, making more money than all of us.
Yeah, I mean, why are we even trying anymore?
What's going on?
Just sleep for a living.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I
Jack
can be
shaved
really
his head
good at
for
that.
charity. Remember that?
Oh.
Yeah, I've seen people cut their hair for their birthday. They did like a 24-hour stream. One guy, yeah, he shaved his head for charity.
Nice.
We'll do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Is there like a sleep
Are you asleep? What?
a sleep for charity thing?
Probably. Like what's the longest you could sleep and just keep getting donated to charity?
Maybe
I mean,
you just
I
put
could
it on
sleep
loop and
pretty
people think you're
long.
sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can raise a lot of funds for charity that way. I'd be down.
Are there any movie or TV marathons you got into that you really liked?
TV marathons. I feel like
TV or movie marathon. Yeah.
Stranger Things for sure. I always binge watch that when that comes out. I binge watched over the quarantine Mr. Robot. That was really good. Marvelous Miss Maisel's. I think it's called The Marvelous Miss Maisel. She's really great. I forget what else. I've done Jane the Virgin. I watched that whole thing. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I think I've done a little bit of everything, honestly.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think I finally finished Supernatural.
Oh yeah. Wait, did that finally end?
Yeah.
It was on for so long.
I know. I think it was 15 seasons or 14,
I don't know
15.
how they milked it that long because
But
you know.
yeah, there was definitely a few seasons in there that were like, all right, guys, come on, you know.
Yeah.
But they had to stop filming their last season because of the pandemic, and then they went back to filming and released the last like 5 episodes.
Yeah.
Like months later, and I was like, well, I want to wait until I could see everything at first, so I waited until they were done and finally watched the ending. Yeah, that's right. Carry on, my wayward son. I know every time I hear that song now, I'm like, oh, Supernatural. That was a good show. Took a long time to watch. But so you did I guess the Mandalorian.
Yeah, I watched all that. I watched all that. That was good. That was
Yeah.
really good.
That was pretty. That one was really cool. I wasn't sure if I was gonna because I actually Star Wars was a thing I watched during the pandemic because I never really watched it before. I was like, I guess it's time. We should do a Star Wars marathon.
Oh yeah.
Get into that.
There were a lot of shows. Last Airbender, watched all that. The new and the old. It was like, like why not, right? It was just get what you can in while you have all the time.
Extended versions of Lord of the Rings.
Okay, I didn't do that. That movie nothing against Lord of the Rings, it's great, but I don't have to see it that long, like, an extended version.
I know. I think the first time I watched it, I was like, they haven't gotten anywhere. It's been like 4 hours.
See, I will only watch the extended versions because like there's so many plot points that are left out of the regular versions that I feel like it doesn't make sense anymore. Like they cut the wrong spots. So like unless you've already seen the extended versions or you've read the books, it's like, wait, what's going on? Like I was getting so confused, and then I watched the extended version. I was like, oh, this makes sense now. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
And the person I was watching it with was like, well, yeah, I knew that because like I read the book, and I was like, but I didn't. So
I definitely did not read the book. That's too much. It seems like a lot of reading for the length of the movies that goes on. We're almost going to wrap up here, so I just want you to kind of plug what music you have out right now and what sites everyone can find you on, and then your Twitch schedule and kind of like a nice overall plug.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
sure. Monday, Thursday, Saturday is when I stream normally. So Mondays 3 to 6 Pacific Standard Time, and then Thursday 11 to 2 Pacific Standard Time, and then Saturday 5 to 8 Pacific Standard Time. Occasionally I'll throw in an extra stream here and there, but I had vocal surgery in
oh yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. I did see that on your Instagram that you had vocal surgery.
Yeah, so I have become more mindful about not that I really wasn't before, but like even more so, I've been like really mindful about like how I use my voice and how long I use my voice, and like so I usually go live 3 and most a week because it is a long time to sing for like 3 hours, even with breaks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of vibration, and so usually 3, sometimes 4, mostly 3 times a week, and then you can find my music on Spotify, Apple, Amazon. My website does have CDs on it. That's sarah-lightman.com. In case that fancies you. So my latest release was Interlude, which was an album, and then before that I had an EP called Fear. But Interlude was the one has Graduating, which I just played little while for you guys. So yeah, you can be sure to follow and stuff. I'm gonna have new music come out soon. I'm shooting a music video in a couple weeks, so hopefully, as long as, because my management and I were working on getting the right amount of marketing funding, because we don't want to release it if it's not, people aren't going to hear it. So we want to make sure that we're pushing the music and giving it the voice it deserves. So so there will be new music coming out soon, so you definitely want to get on that. Instagram at Sarah Lightman, Twitter at Sarah Lightman, TikTok at Sarah Lightman, and then Facebook, it's facebook.com/Sarah Lightman sings. But mostly it's just Sarah Lightman. Twitch,
Awesome.
Sarah Lightman. I try to be pretty consistent. Yeah, that Fred's right. I am doing a t-shirt challenge. I'm trying to sell all of my t-shirts, and then I'm going to design a new t-shirt.
Nice.
For everybody to enjoy. So that's the thing. Of course, I have a Discord too. So, but yeah, if you go to my Twitch, you can find all that.
Cool.
And my social medias, it has all that. I'm trying to think of anything else.
Well, for your Twitch, do you do like, what's that?
I have YouTube too. If you just
and the YouTubes.
Yeah.
On Twitch, do you have like, for your different, since it's every week and multiple times a week, do you have different like themes that you do for certain songs? You do covers? Like, what is your schedule?
It's funny you ask that. So sometimes I used to, when I started out streaming, I just made Mondays like chill Mondays, where you just sing chill songs because everyone doesn't like Monday and no one has energy because the weekend. But then like people started going like, well, I want to hear this. And I was like, okay. So then pretty much every day of the week now doesn't really have too much of a theme unless I have something going on. But because I've been pushing so many contests and merch, I've been more focused on having challenges and less theme days, because it's like one theme for the month, and then like we have goals that we try to reach. So
Cool.
But every so often we'll do a stream appreciation day, and then that'll be 80s night or throwback cassette night, and it's all songs that were in the 80s or anything released on tape, basically.
Oh, cool.
And then we'll read something about tapes, and like we'll play a game, like a trivia game. I'll make something up, and we'll learn something about cassettes and like how they came about and like how they're coming back. And so yeah, like we'll do stuff like that here and there, but I haven't kept it super strict and structured in that realm of things.
Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah.
Are cassettes coming back though?
I don't know. They had their moment.
Yeah, I was like, because vinyl I get, because like you could get a vinyl player easily too as well now, but like I don't see stores selling cassette players.
Not really, no.
Yeah. Even the CDs now, people are kind of like, what do I do with that?
Yeah, like I have CDs on.
Oh yeah, we have CDs as well. So it's like when you're, especially at shows, that's what they still want to buy them.
Right, exactly.
You want a physical.
They want to hold the music.
Yeah, I want to hold the music. Exactly. Yeah.
Even though it's literally not really music, but there's music on it. It's code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, thank you so much for tuning in with us. I think Mel has another question for you.
Oh, Mel? I do. I totally do. All right. So, what is your best advice for staying sane and somewhat and happy in these crazy times?
Thank you for your question. Appreciate it. That's a loaded one.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm the right person to ask. Not that my advice is perfect, but I do advocate for mental health through my music, where I share experiences and like uplift people or share my stories of pain, but where there's like a truth to it, but it's digestible. It's not like we're uncomfortable talking about it, but we're talking vulnerably about things that not a lot of people, want to bring to the table that need a voice. And so I guess like the thing I would say is definitely all the self-care you can do, and that doesn't mean like facials, unless you're into facials, or like you have to get a haircut every week or whatever and shower every day. I mean, like showering, definitely useful. But
Yeah, like once a year. It's fine.
and good. But like I would just say like because I have hard days, hard moments too. I've had a lot of grief and loss the whole pandemic. Pretty much everything I thought was gonna happen or I would have literally fell apart and fell into something else or turned into something else. And like so it's a really trying time. I feel like it's like a massive earth transition that we're going through. And like we just kind of have to be open and be along for the ride and like kind of just trust that, you know, I will get through to the other side of my bad days and that it's okay to like that I might be having a tough time, but to also remember that there's a balance and that even if it might be a lot of bad things or not so pleasant things, like there you can get you will have those times again, even though it may not feel like it. So that's one of the pieces of advice as a creative, as a human being, that I would recommend is just to kind of like really keep that in mind and to take time for you and not push too hard, just to kind of like give yourself more credit and compassion, especially in these times, and to, you know, do what you can to work on your physical and mental hygiene in this time, even if you don't think you need like therapy. Like I think we all kind of do. So like
Everyone. Oh my god, I say this
everybody
all the time.
and their aloe vera plant needs
Yes.
therapy.
And hygiene.
Moving off
Since
the
you said
topic.
hygiene too, also that means hygiene, like wear deodorant, people.
Yeah.
Right.
Even if you're not going anywhere, it makes you feel like, yeah, I know I
Yeah.
smell good. And even though I'm with myself, like,
Yeah.
you know, so that I've been reading self-discovery books. I mean, I have a lot of them that I just I'm a slow reader, but just, you know, trying to nourish your mind, your body, your soul, as best you can. And, you know, go as if one day you're like, oh, I just need to go slow today, like that's totally fine. You know, just do the best you can, and that's all you can do. And then give yourself credit that you're doing the best you can, and that
Absolutely.
you're surviving and you're showing up and you're learning how to thrive through this. So that's my advice.
Awesome.
Wonderful advice. Thank you. And
Yeah.
yeah, so everyone, you heard that.
You heard it here.
You heard it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for tuning in with us, and I hope we get to. I hope we get to play Hollywood Bowl, and I hope we get to come out
Yeah.
and play some shows with you at some point and meet you in
Yeah, that'd be
person
cool.
and yeah. So everyone, make sure you go check out Sarah's website and go vote. We put the links in the chat, and yeah, we'll see you next time. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much. See you later.
All right. Bye, everyone. Have a good night. We'll see you next week. Bye.